The next process is storyboarding, which is in animation where you really take a script and you recreate it in drawings, and we then film those drawings and create a moving animatic. At the same time as we're doing the animatic, the team are doing character designs. We start building the sets at Studio Soy in Germany. So the sets are built leaf by leaf, tree by tree. The sets are then filmed, and it's really like any filming, except there are no actors in place. We're just filming the sets, but we've worked out how the camera should move through each shot, and then the animators get to work on animating each scene. The end of the process is compositing, where really the backgrounds and the characters are put together.
Well, for the snow, it was like Klaus, my partner in the set department, had figured out this brilliant method of mixing silicone and salt to achieve this, and it really looks like snow. If you add more salt to the silicone, then it has the appearance of a fresher or drier snow, and if there's less salt in it, it looks a bit more icy.
Good animation is really akin to acting, and we had a fantastic animation team, and they really are great actors themselves. So they spend a lot of time actually studying themselves to find how a character might move or walk and recreate a performance in animation.
We try to sketch something out, little poses to just come up with acting ideas, and we record ourselves.
No Gruffalo should ever set foot in the deep dark wood.
No Gruffalo should ever set foot in the deep, dark wood.
From there on, if you have all the ideas set and you have everything in your head or on paper, then you have, like, the blocking in the beginning was just really rough, and then you just put the in-betweens in there, and it's getting more and more smooth, and then you add more detail, more detail, more detail.
Shh. It's simply brilliant what the animators are doing, what the set builders and our camera guy. Fantastic shots in there, and it's great to see everything evolve and emerge every day.
The two films complement each other and sit alongside each other in a very nice way. You come to the lake and then we see the waterfall, and hopefully many people will spot it's the same waterfall that we had in the Gruffalo film, but from a different angle, and it's now all frozen over.
You're not the mouse!
Gruffalo. In this film, it's very much the emotional journey of one character, so it's about the little Gruffalo's child, and Shirley Henderson has portrayed that character.
She gave us some fantastic recording sessions where she was the Gruffalo's child. We were on the journey with her every step of the way.
The big bad mouse! The big bad mouse! The big bad mouse!
The adventure that she puts into it and the noises that she gives us have really enhanced the animation and enhanced the whole film.
I don't believe in the big bad mouse.
We've been able to get James Corden to come back and play his pivotal role in this new film.
Oh, Prince in the Snow.
Robbie Coltrane as the Gruffalo.
And his terrible whiskers are tougher than wire.
Rob Brydon as the most wonderful snake.
Quite unpleasant,
John Hurt as the very powerful owl, and Tom Wilkinson as the fox.
He's somewhere nearby, eating Gruffalo pie. Gruffalo tea.
It was great that Helena Bonham Carter was able to come back and play the squirrel narrator again, a squirrel mother who is telling the story to her children. She brings a fantastic imagination and a warmth to the role, so that as she tells each bit of the story, you can see the effect that she's having on her children.
One of the great features of the first Gruffalo film was the music by Renny, Aubry, and we always wanted music to be a character in that film, and I think that's come across in a very lovely way. He produced a beautiful score for the Gruffalo, and when we came to the Gruffalo's Child, because it's a different story, but it's a companion film to the Gruffalo, we very much wanted music to be the sort of the common thread.
In the Gruffalo, you had the theme for the snake, for the fox, and then we see them again on the way back. So I think maybe the music has more unity, just because it's really following this little child all the time. It's really nice to see the orchestra. And working with Terry Davis is just so fantastic. The twist in the movie is when the child sees the shadow, and then here, okay, she's scared and she runs away. That's really the big moment.
Out came the moon. It was bright and round. A terrible shadow fell onto the ground.
Having that work in one still image on a spread of a book, that's actually quite tricky to do, and to get it so that you get the perspectives right, so that the moonlight really is there, and then the mouse, and then the shadow. And
I think it goes against all natural laws the way I drew it, but it doesn't matter. Children's books, or picture books, have their own logic, so...
The picture's so important for that scene, because without a good, scary picture, people would think, why is she scared of a shadow, you know? And, I mean, it's the same in the film. Obviously, that was a very important scene.
Yeah, we were kind of exploring what works best on the set to create this shadow trick that the mouse is doing. I've been to visit Julia and her husband, and they played the whole Gruffalo's Child stage show for us. And then there was suddenly this moment where a torchlight went on, and we had a giant shadow of the mouse, and that was like a key moment for me. And then I knew, okay, this is the main scene of the film.
The mouse! The mouse jumped down from a twig and smiled.
Hello, everyone. So what we're going to do today, we're going to tell you the story of the Gruffalo's Child. Instead of just telling it, we're going to act it. The Gruffalo said that...
No Gruffalo should ever set foot in the deep, dark wood.
Why not? Why not?
Because if you do, the big, bad mouse will be after you.
I think it's very important to meet the readers, and I can see how much they enjoy meeting us. It's an important part of our work to meet children and perform for them and read to them and draw for them.
Gruffalo! Gruffalo!
I think they're just also incredibly generous with their time. I mean, the fact that they will have a massive long queue round the block when they're sitting there signing books, and Axel will still draw a picture in every single book, and Julia will have a little chat with every single child and say, what's your name and do you like it? You know, they do give their time a lot.
He's a Gruffalo! Give yourselves a big clap.
Together they create magic. They just work together, and I think they riff off each other. I think they surprise each other. The thing about the Gruffalo is that everyone who seems to come into contact with Gruffalo, whether it's through a book or whether it's through a film or whether it's through the stage show, they love it. And I think what they love is the original story from Julia and Axel.
These are really, really special, these books, and how people use the books with their children. It's about that moment of you know, snuggling up with your child and reading them a story, or the children having a fantastic time in school reading the story and then you know, making the Gruffalo mask and going on the Gruffalo hunt in the deep dark wood and all the other activities they do. It always comes back to the books.
The greatest success has been the response from children, the response from the audiences, and how it makes them feel that the Gruffalo is part of their lives.
Sometimes about sort of 6 or 7 in the evening, I'll stop and think, round about now, I would think there are hundreds of thousands of households up and down the country where one of Julia and Axel's books is currently being read to a small child at bedtime. And that is extraordinary to think about.
And the Gruffalo snored and snored and snored.